What's up, Taiwan? I'm Erika Liu with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taxpayers in Taiwan may have to foot the bill for the government's stalled digital ID rollout plans. The cabinet originally planned to issue EIDs in 2020, but it halted plans because of pushback from the public over cybersecurity concerns. The company hired to make the IDs is now demanding $16 million in compensation for its expenses. With equipment, operations, and maintenance factored in, the final bill for taxpayers could be more than double that. The government is in talks with the company. The Interior Ministry says the cost is worth it to get cybersecurity right.
社会大家集体面对的一个成本，那当然这样一个成本没有错，我们当然全国要一起来承担。但是政策上，我们当然在第一个治安的强化这个部分，制度的强化，以及民众的沟通，这都是需要大家齐心协力，一起来努力，达成一个共识。
Business magnate Warren Buffett says he favors Japan over Taiwan when it comes to investing. He says this is down to growing tensions between China and the United States. In February, Buffett surprised investors by revealing he had slashed his stake in Taiwanese chip-making giant TSMC. This weekend saw the annual meeting of his company Berkshire Hathaway. At the event, Buffett called TSMC one of the world's most important and best managed companies. But he told attendees he would feel better about capital deployed in Japan rather than Taiwan. Buffett has also urged China and the U.S. to improve relations. New Taiwanese international airline Starlux is under scrutiny due to delays and canceled flights over the weekend. Over 300 passengers had to sleep on the floor at Narita Airport in Tokyo. As May Wong explains, it's all part of the challenge of breaking into the air industry.
Stranded at the airports, these Starlux passengers should already be in Taiwan, except they're stuck in Tokyo's Narita Airport. They were made to wait on the plane for hours before learning their flight was canceled.
今天知道12点不能飞的话，其实可以先让我们下飞机稍作休息，因为大家在那个密闭的空间里面坐了好几个小时，其实蛮不舒服的。
Starlux is Taiwan's newest international airline. Barely 3 years old, it was founded by Zhang Guowei, former EVA Air chairman and the fourth son of the founder of Evergreen, one of the world's largest container shipping companies. With a small fleet of 18 Airbuses, Starlux has goals of reaching 50 planes by next year, flying to Asia and the United States. Their aim is to break the duopoly of EVA Air and China Airlines to become the third Taiwanese international airline. As the airline's chairman, Zhang flew to Japan to apologize to the stranded passengers and to offer full refunds.
这块呢，说真的，要是我也很生气的，我就尽量这样子，好吧？真的。
It's been a challenging weekend for Starlux. This passenger video captures a bumpy ride in bad weather. Another Starlux flight from Taiwan to Los Angeles was delayed for 24 hours. Disgruntled passengers are swearing off flying with Starlux again, but others have called for understanding. While delays and cancellations are part of the industry, Starlux will have to work hard to build its name and make a dent in the highly competitive airline market. Kamashu and May Wong for TaiwanPlus.
The number of road deaths in Taiwan has hit a 10-year high. According to the country's Traffic Safety Association, a big factor is the rise in delivery scooters. Joyce Zeng reports.
An everyday risk for Taiwan's motorists. Here, road safety is such an issue that fatalities on the streets are 8 times higher than other advanced economies, and that figure is still climbing. According to the country's Traffic Association's latest data, there were 3,085 road deaths last year, a record high since 2013. The death toll from the first 2 months of this year is also already up 10% from the same period last year. Taiwan's former transport minister thinks the boom in moped deliveries are a driving cause.
他们在尖峰小时里面，在街头里面比较用速度来争取他的这个服务机会，应该会变成是一个蛮重要的一个原因。
Around 72% of people in Taiwan use food delivery services, as takeout is relatively cost and time effective. But the freelance delivery workers say they lack proper government support. In one union meeting, drivers took issue with delivery apps' free rein to set pay received per order. Coupled with the 12-hour working limits, many drivers race to complete as many orders as possible to make a living.
因为薪资比较短少，大家为了冲那个 趟次跟单量其实真的都没有在顾好自己的生命。
Ultimately, the issue goes beyond riders or pedestrians. Given the country's low wages and rising inflation, the need to make ends meet looms large in the issue to keep Taiwan's streets safe. Andy Xue and Joyce Zen for TaiwanPlus.
A beached sperm whale that was rescued in Taiwan's central county of Miaoli over the weekend has died. On Saturday, Coast Guard personnel and volunteers first freed the whale. It was sent to a shelter in the northern port city of Keelung, where a medical team said the juvenile female's condition was good enough to release. It was released back into the sea nearby on Sunday morning. But later in the day, it was found beached again on Taiwan's northern coast and died not long after. Authorities are looking into the cause of death. Shrimp farmers in Taiwan's far south are breaking size records with giant shrimp that are well over 300 grams. But as John Van Trieste reports, the shrimp industry isn't as big as it once was.
Here in Taiwan's shrimp capital, an annual search for the biggest shrimp is over. Chaozhou Township's shrimp farmers gathered on Saturday to name this year's champion. The winner weighed in at 356 grams, a new record.
像这个比较有冠军相的，我们都会挑起来，再住套房这样子，用好的水、好的环境饲料再去特别养。
But even as farmers here in Taiwan's far south break size records, the local shrimp industry is shrinking. It started with COVID, when seafood restaurants shuttered, and indoor shrimp ponds, businesses where people pay to fish for shrimp as a sport, also closed down. Then, just as pandemic restrictions started to lift, an unseasonable cold hit.
下当收12斤啦，但是至目前同款三分地放3万尾，未超过400斤。
Before the pandemic, the township produced 8,000 metric tons of shrimp a year, worth more than $65 million US. That's since halved. Inflation is taking a bite out of incomes too. Local land prices have risen 15% since last year, bringing up rent. Plus, feed for the shrimp is growing more expensive. The township office is calling on Taiwan's consumers not to be put off by the rising cost of shrimp. But whether consumers will bite is another matter. John Su and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Waste not, want not. Taiwan's state-owned aerospace company has teamed up with florists to produce eye-catching art installations. Their materials, scrap that was originally destined for the incinerator. Jeremy Olivier has more.
One person's trash, another's treasure. Building airplanes is a very precise business, but it produces a lot of waste materials, much of which gets incinerated. Taiwan's Aerospace Industrial Development Corporation knows this all too well. The state-owned company develops parts for many of the country's commercial and military aircraft. Recently, it partnered with 10 local florists to turn scrap materials from its production process into elaborate works of art. The pieces combine the scraps with chunks of camphor wood and dragon juniper, as well as fallen leaves. Their unique designs have caught the eye of local residents.
那材料分开看的话，其实是蛮冲突的。它把它设计成一个地景装置艺术的话，其实是没有违和感。我觉得不错哎，很创新。
很创新，这个有点超出大部分的装置艺术的想象。
These installations are a reminder that, with a little imagination, even what we think of as waste can be given new life and meaning. Andy Xue and Jeremy Olivier for TaiwanPlus.
The makers of Barbie dolls have brought out a new model based on the black and white film star May Wong. Wong is the first Asian American figure featured in Barbie's Inspiring Women collection. She's considered Hollywood's first Chinese American actress and broke barriers in the industry in the 1920s at a time of open racism and stereotyping. Barbie makers Mattel say they released the doll to mark the Asian American and Pacific Islanders Heritage Month in the U.S. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally today, we leave you with images of adorable lion cubs at a zoo in Pakistan. I'm Erika Liu. Take care and see you next time.